gets strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway from the City Beautiful. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. This is going to put them back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Screen play, Johnson. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially as pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big gain there for the Bills. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, here's Johnson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Here's Johnson. Sharp move, but can't find much space. Drop just inside the 20. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now a handoff, Johnson. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Third down, Bridges. And it's caught. Touchdown, Bills. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned it. Get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it culminates in a Bills touchdown. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. On the return, Walker. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here are the Bucs now to take over for the first time. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section. What did the columnist write? Possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win. One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
2nd and 1. Walker with a grab, left side. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Let's go! All right, no Joe. Let's get it poppin', let's get it poppin'. There you go, got him again, got him again. Dominated, boy, dominated. Hey, let's play the ball.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They're going to look to throw. That is incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. On play action, they'll throw. He'll let it go deep for Foster. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And the Bills are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So here come the Bills out for their 2nd drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. To throw again, Bridges. And he comes back with one complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
16 yards. That's good for A. First and 10 at the 36-yard line. That's the end of the first quarter.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bills with the football as we start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Bridges. He'll buy some time right. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Time to go to work. Let's go.
Looking to throw. Bridges. And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down. The Bills send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Brandon, never quite sure what the side judge or the field judge is going to rule there. That was awfully close, but in the end, he says it passed over the 1-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it out. I mean, you can see it right there, right? See him walking up the sideline? Told him to stop right there at the 1.
They'll run on first down. Walker. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's a gain of 16 yards.
He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Mike's 4-2.
Right back to him on first down. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Zadarius Smith able to get him down.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Mike 42. Mike 42. Check. Mike 42.
2nd and 5. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll set up a throw. And Walker has it. And he is going to have a Bucs first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
They certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
On first down, it's Walker. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
And this one complete to Reed. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll look to throw again. Incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
2nd and 10. Back to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. That's a staple of this offense, drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. He'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Walker. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 42. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
42's the mic, boys. 42's the mic.
He'll look to throw. And he's going to have the connection to Foster. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it.
That's not good enough, man.
So they will wave off the flag and let the completion stand.
Really great job by the receiver fighting through all the contact and still coming down with the football. All that great work in practice being put into the game.
And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
We know all the receivers go through those tiptoe drills, right, trying to get their feet down inbounds. But a lot of the times what we don't talk about is when they're up in the air and they catch the ball. You ever notice how they're reaching back with their feet? Not just straight down, but back, because they're trying to create enough distance to make sure their feet are in bounds. They weren't able to get it done on that one, though.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as he'll try to get 3 before half. And this a 39-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. Taken at the goal line. And they're going to bring him down just past the 15, and a flag down as well. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills taking the lead to the locker room. As we sit in our studios here in Orlando, check in with the coach in our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome, everyone, to this newest version of the EA Sports halftime report. First, though, let's get a check on the next-gen stats in the first half for the Bills. Here on the head lead, as they're likely going over ways they can improve the running game, as they didn't find a whole lot of success in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football, and they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This is still an Eagles game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. So a 4-point game here as we get set to resume action in this 3rd quarter of play. On the return, Walker. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the 3rd quarter. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a...
Now the ball comes loose. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown.
Who wants some?
This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. On the return, Walker. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
A gain of 6 there on first.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. So 2nd and 4 from the 22. He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw here. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Again, he'll drop to throw. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
On 2nd down, it's Walker, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Back to throw. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And, Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure you run it, throw it safe, take some time off, and eat it up.
Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now a 2nd down and 6. Back to throw. Bridges. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Looking to throw. Bridges. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
The Bills send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Back now comes Tampa Bay. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Got his open man, it's Carr. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
He finds his man, complete. It's Reed. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Hey, man, I guess we're looking at the wrong side.
before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back live to Orlando. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Reed. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. They'll look to throw here on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Walker. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's a second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
They'll set up to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Now back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Space to run past the 20. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second and 4. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Everyone's got 4 down.
So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And Reed with it over the middle. And the Bucs are going to have a first and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
First down now, but that clock rolling. They'll drop to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal. They'll look to throw here. toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
The nice thing is that you've still got all your timeouts, so the middle of the field, that should still be an option, especially if you see the defenders pinching the sideline. You can run a little seam route right here and pick up some nice yardage.
This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know.
Doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
They'll look to throw. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal. So still a little work to do here, but they got the much-needed conversion.
So they got that taken care of. Now you would assume onside kick in order to try and get the ball back again, in order to try and kick at least a tying field goal.
So they got their touchdown, now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. And the Bills are going to recover. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. The first down carry here for Johnson. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll go option to the short side. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. The Bills on their way to victory now as they take the knee. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down.